Alright, what's going on everybody, Cryptix. And in this video, man, you could probably already tell from the title and thumbnail, we're going to be talking about the new Nintendo Switch OLED model. Now, what you're seeing on the screen is gameplay, typical Warzone gameplay. You know, I waste 25 minutes of my time just to get owned by a hacker in the last probably like 15-20 people in the circle, but that's besides the point. Alright, you'll be seeing that hacker later on. But basically, we're going to be talking about this Switch, and before we jump into the rest of the video, ladies and gentlemen, I do not want you to think I am a complete Nintendo hater, right? Like, obviously, they have some classic games on there. Breath of the Wild has got to be one of the best games that I think has been out on the Switch. You also have games like Super Smash, Mario Kart, Mario Odyssey. There's a tons of games, even ports like from other console games now on the Switch, and it's definitely a great console to have if you do enjoy gaming. Alright, also don't forget to drop a like, subscribe if you're new. Let's talk about this new Switch. So this new Nintendo Switch model is $350. And why am I saying the price right out the gate? Well, I think it's pretty fair to say that the price does not justify the upgrade from the regular Nintendo Switch to this new, model that's coming out, basically. So this new Switch is going to be a white, I guess, color, right? So you have the controller, Joy-Cons, which are white, and then the dock is white, and then you also have the black screen, like the actual tablet. And then the controller, I believe, is also going to be black. So if you do have like a PlayStation 5 and you're really hyped up about aesthetics or anything like that, then sure, yeah, I guess this Switch is, for you if you can, buy it with the money and the price tag that it's set at. But let's talk about some of the features, and there's not that many. All right, so first thing, the new system features a vibrant 7-inch OLED screen, a wide adjustable stand, a dock with a wired LAN port, a 64 gigs of internal storage, and enhanced audio. Now, the audio is only for people that, play the game on the handheld version, right? Because when you're playing the docked version of this Switch, you're playing it through your TV through the HDMI port. So the enhanced audio for a lot of people that play this, Switch docked on your TV, it's already irrelevant. There is 64 gigabytes of internal storage, but in reality, if you have like 2 games, maybe 3 if you're lucky on there, you can't download any more. And I think for my Switch, I have like some kind of micro SD card that's got over 100, maybe 150 gigabytes of storage space, and I'm able to have about 7 to 8 games on there. But yeah, the biggest deal, the biggest, I guess, feature of this new model is the 7-inch OLED screen. So the description says, feast your eyes on vivid colors and crisp contrast when you play on the go. See the difference the vibrant screen makes whether you're racing at top speed or squaring off against enemies. So the biggest feature is this screen, and it's only, again, applicable to you if you play the Switch handheld a majority of the time. The screen will give you a better contrast when you are playing games. I will give Nintendo that. It's going to look more crisp and just overall better than the original model, but the price tag for an original Switch is still around $300 compared to the $350 model that this price tag has on the model. So there's also a new stand for the tablet portion of the Switch. So if you're playing it undocked but you still want to, play and race against your friends, there is a new stand for this tablet portion, so you're able to take the Joy-Cons off and play like so. But the original Switch does also have a stand. It's just not quote-unquote as durable. Now, the other thing is that the, I guess, docked portion, or not the docked portion, but the kickstand, I guess, version of the Switch, when you're playing it with the kickstand, there is an adjustable kickstand, so you're able to play it at certain angles. Okay. And then there's a built-in LAN port with that 64 gigabyte internal storage. But yeah, I guess if you play online, like the LAN port could be a game changer if you do play like Super Smash Bros. Competitively online, because those milliseconds do matter when you're actually playing and fighting against another person who may not have a great connection. And that's something that I've always realized with the Switch. Like, I hardly play online anymore because it lags too much, or like sometimes I get disconnected. And that's very frustrating for games like Super Mario, Mario Kart, or even like Super Smash Bros., where those milliseconds truly matter. But essentially, there is no perk to having this Switch or buying this Switch if you play it docked. You're paying an additional $50 for extra storage space. Meanwhile, like, you can spend probably about 20 to 30 bucks to get even more storage than what is, I guess, in this Switch. And then also the OLED screen is the biggest perk here. And again, it's only applicable if you're playing in handheld. It's not applicable to you if you play the Switch docked. So what is the whole thing here? Why am I making such a big deal about this? Well, I actually do enjoy Nintendo games, and I already said that in the beginning of the video. I enjoy playing them. Breath of the Wild has got to be one of the best top 10 games I think I've ever played. Mario Kart's fun with friends. Mario Party is fun with friends. Super Smash Bros. Is fun with friends. And even playing that online can be enjoyable at times. But to, see other, I guess, companies such as Microsoft and Sony, they're branching out to cloud gaming. They're trying to, make it more convenient for people to play even some high-end games on the go with your phone. It's very disheartening to see Nintendo, I guess, not technically go backwards, since this is an upgrade per se from the original Switch, but in the grand scheme of things, they are not keeping up with the competitors. I think a lot of people would have much rather had a $400 to maybe even possibly a $450 version of the Switch that actually had some processing power, some firepower, maybe an extended battery life. You know what I'm saying? To see just the simple upgrade of a screen being advertised like it's, the new thing and it's the greatest thing on God's green earth that, Nintendo did this, I think is just kind of laughable to me. I, have a next-gen PlayStation 5. I had the Xbox Series S for a while, and then I tried to, sell it online because I just didn't have a use for it. But the fact of the matter is, I enjoy gaming, and I enjoy high-end gaming, right? So I have my own PC, I have a PlayStation 5, and this isn't a flex, but it goes to show you that a lot of people are like me because they want, higher processing power, higher frame rates, just better overall firepower when it comes to gaming online especially. But even trying to play like single player games, you have high processing power on some of these other consoles, such as maybe even a desktop that you built, or a PlayStation 5, or an Xbox Series X. And there are a lot of games that you can enjoy because of the processing power and firepower that a lot of these new consoles have to offer. Meanwhile, Switch, the Nintendo Switch, doesn't have any hardware upgrades from the original model, and I think a lot of people were expecting that. Could you imagine playing like Breath of the Wild on 60 frames a second? Could you imagine playing Super Smash Bros. On 60 frames per second? It would have been a total game changer, and it would have shown that Nintendo is trying to keep up with the next-gen consoles. But it seems like Nintendo is just doing whatever they want to do, and I find that a little concerning, especially because there's other competitors out there such as Sony and Microsoft that have their own IPs, their own types of franchises, and they're able to excel and show the full potential of certain games that they do own because their consoles offer the processing power. Whereas Switch, the Nintendo Switch once again, will never or won't have the 60 frames per second, or won't have, high-end processing power to play Breath of the Wild, to play Mario Kart, and I'm just using these as examples because I actually, played those games specifically, but there's a ton of other games out there that you could play, like Fire Emblem, for example, or Pokemon, right? And it would have been way more enjoyable, and it would have shown that Nintendo could compete with their IPs because they own so many great and classic ones, even from my childhood. So it's really just disheartening overall to see that Switch is kind of, not being upgraded to the full potential that it could be. And the only true upgrade that you're getting is an OLED screen, and it's only applicable, again, to people that play the handheld version. Whereas, if you were playing it docked, it's literally the same identical experience that you would get if you, have the original Switch. That's my thing. And I just wish there was something else that would be, that I guess docked players would benefit from. Basically, if you're playing through the TV, I would recommend not getting this Switch. If you don't have one yet, and maybe you want to match the aesthetics to your PlayStation 5, I would say, okay, do you, man. But at the end of the day, there's nothing new about this Nintendo Switch other than the screen in my mind. And I think Nintendo should and can do better. So I hope you all did enjoy this video. Don't forget to drop a like, guys. Subscribe if you are new. And comment down below what you think about this Nintendo Switch model. Are you going to get it? Are you going to wait it out and see if Nintendo comes out with an additional model that's maybe got more processing power? Are you just totally not interested in Nintendo at all? I want to hear your comments and read them down below. I'm your boy, Cryptix. Definitely not getting this Nintendo Switch OLED model if I couldn't make that clear enough. And signing off.